Dolphins, Lions, Dolphins with Tua back, comeback victory. I believe it was 21-7 at one point. They come back 31-7. Tua Tagovailoa, 29 for 36, 382, 3 touchdowns. The best wide receiver duo in the league, both netting over 100 yards. Tyreek Hill, almost 200, 12 receptions, 188. Jalen Waddle, 8 for 106 and 2 touchdowns.
Waddle didn't do bad either, though.
Dude, I mean,
Waddle was the red zone guy. He had the 2 TDs there.
I can't think, especially now with Jamar Chase out for the Bengals, I can't think of a better wide receiver duo in the league. Like Waddle and Hill, they just
no.
They look like they're lighting it up.
They have a feel for each other, and that's, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's the best quarterback or he's the best receiver. When you just have a connection with a receiver and you can just throw it to wherever, and they catch it, like that's what it was for years with Tom Brady. Tom Brady, I mean, again, not just trying to go back to my team, it's just I can relate a little bit more with that. But Brady, he could throw it to Gronk or Edelman because he knew they were going to catch it. And he knew their routes. He knew when they were going to cut. Yes, it was a very more, systematic thing. But these guys, Tua and Hill, they just know what's going on.
All right, sorry, that was my son. I'll cut that out. Just go start with what you were saying again, Casino.
Tua and Hill, good combo.
Now I'm not cutting it out, but
that was the plan. I just feel bad for Detroit. They have such an explosive, fun offense to watch. They're scoring points on teams like Jared Goff. I don't want to say he's having a resurgence, but I feel like there was a lot of people doubting him when he came up so short in that Super Bowl against your Patriots. But since he's been in Detroit, he's looked good. Like when you give him time to throw, he can pick you apart, and they just don't really have any weapons. They just don't. Obviously, their defense is, I believe, still worst in the league. If I can check right now, if not, yeah, they're still the 32nd defense in the league. So they basically just have to outscore people, and they could if they maybe. We've talked about this multiple weeks. If they had an average defense, they would maybe be 4-3 right now, 3-4, at least within the hunt. But that defense is just can give. I mean, you're giving up 3 touchdown lead against Tua. Tua's an average NFL quarterback. I don't think anybody would say he's elite, but no, they have a connection.
Yeah. They and Jared Goff again didn't play bad. 27 out of 37, 325, 1 touchdown. Jamal Williams had 2 rushing touchdowns, but again, they have Amon-Ra St. Brown, they have TJ Hawkinson, and that's kind of it. But it's still I would say they're an elite offense because it's been multiple weeks where they just put up points. They move the ball with ease. And yeah, defense. But as far as the Dolphins go, Casino, they are now 5-3. What do you think the Dolphins' outlook for the rest of the season is? Do you think wild card? Do you think deep run in the playoffs, one and done?
I think wild card, and then they'll win the wild card. Probably they'll win their wild card matchup. After that, though, I don't think. Those better teams later on, when they get later on into the season, getting into the playoffs, those teams are going to have better defenses than some teams. And I'm not saying that they're playing bad defensive teams. I don't know who they played with defensive wise, but pretty much if you just double team Hill. If you double team Hill, yes, it makes a one-on-one with Waddle, but I think Miami is good. But I think if you take away his number one weapon, he's going to struggle a little bit more. Not saying that they're going to get blown out, but that's kind of where I would put them is the wild card. They win their wild card matchup, and then first round of the divisional round, they're gonna lose to whoever they play, just because I'm sure that defensive scheme is going to
pretty much come out and take care of. Obviously, I don't know who they're going to be playing or if they're even going to make it, but that's where I could see this happening.
Well, that's the thing I was going to bring up. So obviously Bills are most likely probably all money favorite bet to get the bye week, right? In the playoffs, everybody will have to go through Buffalo. So that means Miami would probably have to play Chiefs, Ravens, Titans, or maybe like Bengals if they swap with the Ravens in that AFC North. So I could definitely see this Miami team going and beating maybe all those teams except Kansas City. Like I could see the Dolphins beating the Ravens, beating the Bengals, beating the Titans. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
That's fair.
But in terms of like going up to Buffalo, I mean, don't they play? I don't know if it's next week or the week after, but that Dolphins Buffalo game is going to be real interesting just to see how this Miami team stacks.
It's going to be telling for sure.
Yeah. And it's going to be hopefully a good game. I think
it's going to be a little while because they've already played the Bills and they beat the Bills that 21-19.
Oh, that's true.
In week 3, they don't play the Bills again until December 17th, and they're playing in Buffalo.
Now that will be interesting because if Miami sweeps them in the season and beats them in Buffalo, then I think we can finally be like, this Miami team's legit. Maybe they do have a shot. You know, if they split or if they beat Buffalo, I mean, it's hard to beat them 3 times in a row, but especially beating them in Buffalo, like, why not? Crazier shit's happened. I mean, the Colts beat the Chiefs a couple weeks ago when everybody was like, there's no way in hell, right? So any given Sunday, that's what they say. But